Hi, YouTube. Wow, a what a experience. Hi, my name is Shaylin and I am super excited to be here. If you are tuning into the live and you have found me through private invitation, if you are in my email network, I want to thank you for being here. Comment below so that I can give you a special shout out. If you have found this channel by choice or by chance, please feel free to also leave a comment below. It has been a crazy week, but that is one of the reasons why I love what I do. So my name is Shaylin. I am the Christian virtual assistant. I just want to take advantage of these amazing opportunities to network and to allow you to get to know me and others to maybe even be inspired to go into the same field one day as well. So I just thought that I would start this YouTube series to give other people an opportunity and an advantage to learn about virtual assisting, how we can help, and what all goes into it. Because I'm always asked a variety of questions, and I thought, why not create a safe space and a consistent networking opportunity so that you can get all your questions answered and hopefully leave each live stream with a better understanding. So I am blessed to be someone who has been in this industry for almost 20 years now. It is something that I have never thought would come my way. I grew up astonished and obsessed with journalism. And I knew that there was nothing that was going to stop me from growing up and pursuing a life of communication and a career where journalism was at the roots. And it was just obvious to me. I have been chasing journalism since I was 2. And eventually in school, I wanted to teach and help other people. And in the midst of all that, I was someone who is raised by a single mom who had a very professional position in the world. And so I grew up around office systems and, the need that, every office needs for a secretary or a admin, a receptionist, and how valuable those positions are and how timeless they can be. But then our culture took a turn and social media hit the scene. And now it became a situation where there was more resource to, spread the word on your business, what you were about, and reach people for what you had going on. My social media management and marketing career started when I was 16 years old, and it has only continued to remain consistent ever since. I have my degree in communication studies. I also have 2 associate's degrees, one in philosophical studies and the other in criminal justice. I'm a certified life coach, and I am very blessed to have the extensive career that I've had in virtual assisting and as an independent contractor who specializes in marketing. Now, all of this sounds great, but you're probably wondering, okay, so we know about you. Let's hear about what you offer and what virtual assisting is. Well, virtual assisting is something that you've probably heard a time or two. And definitely in the midst of the pandemic, you have heard a lot of virtual, remote work, work from home lingo. But virtual assisting is basically you are an administrative assistant or an executive assistant, a personal assistant to a business owner, entrepreneur, individual from the comforts of your own home and location. There are different degrees of virtual assisting. There's virtual assisting, virtual receptionists, virtual bookkeeping. There are so many ways that that you could do this work from where you're at in different lanes. I focus on content, communication, and customer service. Those are the 3 pillars of any successful business. And if you don't have someone in your corner to manage these 3 areas of your business, you are going to experience slow, if not dead scaling. You want to be in a position where you're constantly moving up in numbers and progressing. You want to progress in your social media following, your email marketing efforts. You want to grow in your conversions from free content to paid subscribers, and you want to have more frequent client-facing interactions so that you can continue to build and sustain the lifestyle that God has blessed you with. Your home, your family, your kids' activities, paying those extra bills, achieving financial freedom. There are so many reasons why business owners and those alike pursue their kingdom assignments or their commerce assignments, and that is because they have bills to pay. They have a life that they want to secure. And many people who work as a Christian brand want to do it in a way that serves and honors God. And a lot of times it is his kingdom assignment that they are trying to fulfill in their lives. Everybody has a different reason for going into business and staying in business. But if there's one thing that is certain, is that most small businesses fail in the first 5 years. And I can tell you that having a virtual assistant, even when you feel like you may not be in a position to afford it, is going to be what saves your rear in those situations. Okay? Because you can't do everything for your business, and quite frankly, you are not supposed to. And that is a lot of times what independent business owners fall into the trap door of, in belief and thought and in know-how. You are not supposed to do everything for your business, even though it seems most cost efficient too. But what happens when you bring someone on that can, one, create every document that you need so that when you go to execute your marketing efforts, that it is just as simple as copy, paste, and adding a few additional details? What happens when you have someone doing that for you? Imagine what you can do with 5 to 10 more minutes each hour to work on actually creating those conversions. Listen, we have to get to this point where we are talking about the fact that social media marketing is great, but ads, Google Words, all that is a scam. It's a sham, and it should be your last resort in your marketing efforts. Yes, it takes money to earn money, but you should be investing your money in someone who can be a vessel and be a source of automation and be a source of passing on for you. You will get caught up in the administration, the marketing, and the networking aspects of your business to a point where client-facing and income-producing efforts will take a plunge. And what happens is you lose your balance, bills don't get paid, finances start to get screwy. You may be in a marriage and it may cause conflict in your marriage and in your relationship. It can cause other bills to backslide. There's a lot of things that can happen when you spend all your time on marketing, networking, outsourcing, to find those leads that aren't guaranteed. But when you have a virtual assistant that you can invest into that can take care of all that for you so that you could just focus on what you do well, then 100% will that help you. Okay. Virtual assisting is something that money can't buy enough of. Okay. But it is also something that could be taken advantage of very quickly if you are not investing in the right VA for your business. You want to outsource to someone who you can trust, who is dependable, who has boundaries, who has been in the industry for a long time and understands you and also every crevice of your target audience. They need to understand that there is a psychology and a science and a process behind everything. They shouldn't be making empty promises, and they shouldn't be promoting instant change based on their services. But what they should do is take a load off of your plate so that you are promoting your best service and best self and best seller to the people that are right in front of you. Okay? You need to have a virtual assistant who is willing to do all your back end work for you so that you can focus on the front end. And I promise you that when you invest in that reliable, hallelujah, help, that you will achieve the goals that you have for your business and beyond. May it take a season or two? Yes. So this comes back to my argument. You need a virtual assistant who understands that there's a psychology, there's a science, and there's a process behind everything. I am a virtual assistant who believes in the law of sow and reap in everything I do. You have to have seasons of planting seeds, watering seeds, growth of seeds, and see what harvest comes from it. And you need to take that harvest and you need to sustain it through the cold, harsh winter. You need to do the things that keeps your garden healthy so that the next sowing of seed season happens and you're going to grow, and then your garden will just grow as time goes on. You need to have that mindset. Listen, you may have 1,000 followers that follow you on social media, but that means nothing if none of them are watering and growing into the position of, I want to invest in you. I want to see if your product or service can really help me. I want to know if your shirt looks good on me, and if your brand is something that aligns with my lifestyle and fits well and is just a compliment to who I am, and then allow that harvest to take place from them. A lot of times people focus on the mass gain of money and the mass production of a return on investment when they go into business. But you need to have a virtual assistant who is going to be God first in everything. Someone who is not necessarily about the bottom dollar. Someone who understands that her creator, her marriage, her family, her kingdom assignment all comes first in high priority, and that her source of providence, which is oftentimes her virtual assisting business, comes behind everything else that's important, so that when they plug in, they are plugging in with a full attention span, that they already know that it's as important as everything else. But guess what? It is not a make it or break it deal for them. You need to have a virtual assistant who is not coming to you and is expecting you to carry the weight of their bills, of their financial sustainability, of their growth in their own class or societal place in life. You need to have a virtual assistant who has it all together, who has her head on straight, who has that authenticity secure, and that simply can give you the undivided attention to you and your projects and your assignments when it's placed in front of them and when it's time to work. But you also need to have a virtual assistant who understands how marketing works. You have to be able to see their efforts and their business and their ability to balance serving themselves and serving others. You need to have a virtual assistant that has a servitude heart versus the heart of a servant, okay? You need a virtual assistant who understands that they are a business owner, that they have administrative duties and responsibilities that are unique to them and that are important to them, because you need someone that can take initiative in your day-to-day tasks. But you also need a virtual assistant who understands that their contract with you means that they are a partnership to you, and that to a degree you have authority and administration in your partnership as well. They can protect themselves however they want to, emotionally and spiritually and mentally in their contracts, but ultimately you have a mutual respect, the administration that both of you bring to that partnership, and both sides needs to be present. Okay, when you hire a virtual assistant, you are hiring an independent contractor and a business owner, and that has to come into mindset and into the awareness of your mind whenever you are expecting or asking or assigning a task to that person. But you also need to have the understanding that you are bringing on someone that can help you, and that plays a vital role in your team. If you want an employee, hire that VA as an employee to your team. If you want them to be the business owner that you respect in them, hire them as an independent contractor. Most cases, a VA will be okay with signing on as an employee to you. They understand. But you need to have someone, bottom line, who understands marketing as a science and a process and the fundamentals. They need to understand that the only way to increase brand visibility is to become visible. And the best way that you're going to do that in this day and age is by use of email newsletters, social media, live streams, TikTok, and find whatever print is out there and available for you in your niche. It's going to come of podcasting and all these things, and direct marketing, communication between you and your ideal client and you and others in your industry that are going to be a source of advocacy and resource for you on your behalf. You need to have someone who understands the full picture of a marketing strategy, or else you are not going to receive the experience that your investment should lead to. You also don't want a virtual assistant who's going to come in swinging with a bunch of promises that they can't keep. Your virtual assistant is not responsible or irresponsible for your success. They're not responsible for your financial sustainability as you are to them in the same argument. But they are responsible for fulfilling the task that you pay them to do. And I believe that when you trust your virtual assistant and God with a little bit, that he will bring the masses. He will bring the harvest. And I believe the same principle applies to who you contract and outsource as a virtual assistant. Why does it matter to hire someone who has the backing of the Christian faith behind them? Well, ultimately, it comes down to personal choice. But I will never, ever shy away from putting this part as the last and the least of my services. There is a true reverence and a true beauty from remaining authentic as a Christian and as a believer in the world of commerce and in the world of products and services. There is power in branding yourself as faith-based, as Christian, as Jewish, as a faith-based entity, even as a social justice nonprofit organization. There is power in that. And when you have someone in your arsenal and on your team that aligns in these heart-filled ways, it is only going to help you, and it is only going to push you forward in the direction that you deserve to go in life. Okay? But you have to also understand that it is never going to be on the shoulders of your virtual assistant for your client-facing work to not grow. Because ultimately, where your client-facing growth is going to come from is through the dedication and the impact that you make in the clients right in front of you. You need to have ongoing exposure and visibility to the masses, but how you interact with who's right in front of you is going to be where you need to put all your time, all your focus, and all your investment and marketing into. When you focus on advertising to Google ads and Facebook ads and all those stuff, it reaches the masses so people can learn who you are and clickbait into it and follow you. But it will, on average, it takes 15 plus times to see something before your psychology, your psyche, and your spirit resonates with it. Whether it's you have seen it enough times to where you know what it is and you know it's there, or it'll finally register you in a way where you say, you know what, it actually has something that I could benefit from. And then you will go up the attraction tree to make those steps to becoming a paid client, a paid customer. And then from there, the rest of the tree will grow. I talk a lot about this, the tree of attraction and the magnet tree, if you will, for clients. Okay. And we'll go into all of that as this series unfolds, and there's a lot of information that goes into being a virtual assistant and that I can provide to you as a client so that you understand the psychology and the processes and the consumer psychology and the behaviorology in a way that helps you reach exactly who you're going to reach. But to get back on track, you need to focus on who is right in front of you, because that is who is going to bear the fruits that make a difference and that become your source of guaranteed referrals, your source of revenue generation, and your source of scaling in the way that you need it to in order to financial success and health in your pursuits. Now, a lot of people overlook their current clients because they want to reach masses. They want to grow by way of groups. They want to grow healthily, right? But the truth is, y'all, that if you're not caring for the people that are right in front of you, there's no way you're going to know how to consistently reach more people. Every person you work with and provide a client or provide a good and service to, or a commerce, anything to, has the potential to build to the fourth generation, right? In every family gathering, in every neighborhood situation, in every community, we talk about what we love, what we're doing, what we're using, what works, what doesn't. Okay, you have to understand that word of mouth is your best source of marketing. And the word of mouth can't be positive unless you have clients who are experiencing nothing but positive from you. If they experience negative from you and you don't handle that situation correctly, that is going to be what follows you in reputation. And that is what's going to turn people away. You need to expect that there's going to be conflict and poor reviews and criticism against you and your product and service, but you have to show that you have the proper tools, staff, and protocols to address these conflicts in a way that validates the customer, doesn't make them feel stupid, and doesn't make them feel, triggered, to where other people can see. You can say, I make a mistake. This is how I'm making it right. And this is how I'm providing customer service, even when it's a not preferred or preferable situation. Okay. You need to have a virtual assistant that understands that customer service, content, and communication are the three pillars to success. And you have to have systems in place for all three of them to retain your clients and to continue to scale and to continue to grow in a positive direction. It also helps for you to have a virtual assistant who is skilled in developing thorough marketing strategies from the ground up. It is important. It is helpful, okay? And if you can afford it, have a team of virtual assistants that also offer bookkeeping, and all these other things and financial records and whatnot that can help you, because a virtual assistant should thrive in the one niche that sets them apart, or the couple of niches that sets them apart, and let them shine in those capacities so that you are fulfilled in this set of needs in your business. It's very helpful. But as for me and my practice, I am an individual as the Christian virtual assistant. I currently do not have a team. I do work with amazing humans. I am a part of a virtual assisting firm that I am really enjoying right now. I have done everything, working on Upwork. I work with Hello Savvy, Delegation Desk. I work as an independent VA. I am a part of a couple of different virtual assistant groups where we empower and educate one another and encourage one another. I have done and I've seen it all. I have worked with churches, other houses of worship, ministries, public speakers, life coaches, authors, entrepreneurs, podcasters, broadcasters, actors, C-suite executives, and more. And so I have worked with everybody. I love working with the real estate field. I have a real estate assisting business as well. And I 100% love everything there is in the virtual assisting world. And there is no way that a half an hour on YouTube is going to address all of it, which is why I feel an ongoing live stream series is the best plan of attack. And today was a little bit unorthodox and a little bit unorganized, but from this point forward, I plan to have this be fully scheduled, fully professional, fully on point, and I cannot wait to impact your life and to help you understand what goes into the life of a virtual assistant and hopefully help others achieve positive scaling so that they can finally achieve their goals, their dreams, their hopes, and balance at the end of the day. That's what's important to me as a virtual assistant. But if you have any questions, if you would like to learn more about me, you can like me on Instagram at the Christian Virtual Assistant. It is a little bear that is just now growing. That's the thing about being a busy virtual assistant for nearly 20 years. It's like when you know where to go and you know how to operate your business, marketing yourself is kind of the last thing that you do. And that is one thing that has become a priority to me. I want to continue to grow and evolve as a virtual assistant because one, the pandemic changed it for all of us, right? Remote work is on the rise and necessary. But it also allows me to continue to put my family first, my marriage first, and it allows me to pursue the goals that I have beyond my VA business in a couple of years or more. And so I want to be able to pursue those endeavors in the way that I believe I'm supposed to. And so being a virtual assistant allows me to do that. So I would love to know what your basic questions are of a virtual assistant, and we will discuss all of them as time goes on. Be sure to subscribe to this channel as it grows. Like, comment, share it with someone you know, and we will see you next on Thursday for session 2. See ya.